and welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening, good day, good whenever you're listening to us. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark for February 3rd, 2018. That's when we're recording this. So there. I am, of course, your narrator supreme, Mr. Robb Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Red Studios. And with us, as always, is Mr. Tom Connors.
Hello, good sir. How are we doing tonight?
Oh, fantastic. By the time you guys listen to this, I will probably be on the way bringing my brother to the airport. So,
yeah. Well, we're actually recording this for once after dark. It's really weird because for you it is actually after midnight. For me it isn't yet. So you're a time traveler. So
oh, yeah.
You could be on Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, boy, yeah. Mikey Sue Spock, yeah. So why don't we jump right into it?
Yeah, a lot of news this week.
So we finally got word of a Solo trailer. Not Solo, not meaning one trailer.
Right.
But you know, the characters Han Solo.
Good, of course.
Yeah, coming soon. .net actually broke this story. It said it's official Solo trailer coming to Good Morning America. Phrasing. Star Wars stuff has revealed the news that Lucasfilm will drop the Solo trailer not during the Super Bowl as was expected, but rather during ABC's Good Morning America the following day on February 5th. And the tweet was, exclusive, #Solo, a Star Wars trailer this Monday on GMA. It is, of course, still possible that we'll get a Super Bowl spot, but look for the full trailer on Monday morning.
Yeah, it'll be one of those 5-second, see the trailer tomorrow.
Yeah, premiering tomorrow. Took long enough.
Well, we figured it was either going to be the day of the Super Bowl, or at least in this instance, obviously they're not going to spend the money. They might spend, like we said, a little money on a 5-minute thing saying that the trailer's coming, but that'd be about it. One of the trailers for the trailer, as we like to call them.
The teaser for the teaser for the teaser for the trailer.
Which I'm so sick and tired of.
You're building a hype for a trailer now. I mean,
I know.
It just used to be... Let me tell you what, I mean, go back and watch the Empire Strikes Back trailer. It was just all still photos of Ralph McQuarrie paint concept art, which was actually a lot cooler.
Well, it's because they didn't have nothing to show us yet.
Yeah. And introducing Lando Calrissian, played by Billy D. Williams, you know. So, but I don't know if there's anything they could do at this point to really... This has got to really wow me. It really does.
Be something.
Yeah, it's got to do. They got to win some goodwill back after The Last Jedi. Jeez.
Well, let's talk about just one real thing real quick with the teasers for the trailers. This isn't like it used to be back in the day when we were younger, where we actually had to literally pay to go see a movie we probably didn't want to go see, taking a chance thinking they might show, like, say, the Phantom Menace trailer, or I knew people who went to see, like, the Batman trailer because they knew it was attached to some movie they didn't really care about.
Actually, you know what? The Batman trailer I saw before The Naked Gun. Believe it or not, yeah. I saw the Batman trailer before The Naked Gun, and I had no idea. And that was a special circumstance where they had to rush the trailer into theaters because nobody could believe Michael Keaton was playing Bruce Wayne.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, they did the trailer quickly. You're right, and I think they rushed it out for Comic-Con or to be in front of some movie at that time. And it was a very rushed trailer. Watching it now, it's probably one of the worst trailers in history. But we went nuts for the damn thing. It's literally like 3 scenes smushed together real quick, just bits of them. No music until the last quarter of the trailer. No voiceover, no nothing. It just says Batman.
Yeah, just a couple of nice outfit. Yeah, that's about it.
Just a couple of lines from Jack Nicholson, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, very rough footage, very, like I said, very hastily thrown together. Like I said, it was just a response to the, I don't know if you'd call it a backlash, but...
There was, yeah. We kind of talked about this on that video with Bill Hunt, which I'll put the link down below for you guys if you want to check it out. But yeah, there was at that time. I joked with him, I'm like, if the internet existed, it would have broke the internet then, because it did, even though the internet didn't exist, because it was everywhere in every paper. I even found some articles from back then that were saying exactly what we were talking about as far as, like, you know, people were losing their minds. How can you have Beetlejuice as Batman? That's insane.
Yeah. Or as I knew him better, Billy Blazejowski from Night Shift. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Still a good movie.
Yeah. But
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler, yeah, directed by Ron Howard, one of the first movies he directed.
Speaking of Ron Howard.
Yep. Great movie. And if you younger kids out there have never seen Night Shift, rent it. I mean, it's really good. All right, radical. So, but this better blow me away. Well, at least we have a date now. At least we know when it's gonna drop. So let us know in the comments if you're excited about this. If you're looking forward to it, not looking forward to it. What do you expect? What don't you expect? What do you want to see in a Han Solo trailer?
Now, we just did a story recently, Rob, about this whole Crocodile Dundee thing probably not being real, pretty much. Well, first, we looked up a story that claimed that the movie wasn't real. Kind of one of the stories claiming that they were pretty sure it was a commercial for Super Bowl Sunday put on by the tourism board. This could still be the case. We don't know until Sunday, probably.
Yeah, just for full disclosure, that story comes out of the Brisbane Times, Australia. So, and they didn't even have a definite answer themselves.
But what we found when we started digging through history was that there's basically the same amount of evidence and the same evidence both ways that it could be either or. First of all, of course, the obvious is that Rimfire Films is a real film company, and they do own the rights to the Crocodile Dundee property. Now, I did check that out. So that is legit. But it's not on their slate, which is odd. But this movie did just come in under the radar if it's a movie, quote-unquote, which isn't impossible. That shit happens. But there's also another part of this. And people are hanging on the fact that Chris Hemsworth is the tourism ambassador for Australia. And not only that, there's a shit ton of Australian actors in this ad. It shows a lot of, if you've watched the 4 teasers that are out there, it shows a lot of locations and stuff for Australia. So a lot of people have been under the impression, or at least under the idea, that this is probably a build-up to an Australian tourism ad. But there's some things that kind of just, like we said, are the same evidence, but if you look at it 2 different ways, which we like to do here at Midnight's Edge, there's a whole nother way to look at it. First of all, one question you got to say is, why would they release all these ads before the Super Bowl? If they're going to show all these on the day of the Super Bowl, it doesn't make any sense. It would kind of defeat the purpose and ruin the illusion before it happens. Am I right, Rob?
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, if they're trying to build up this illusion of this all day during the Super Bowl, we've already talked about it at nausea for the last week and a half or so here, or whatever it's been now. There's already this impression that it is. So if it is, it kind of ruined the whole gag and whatever. But if this is a legit movie, which it very well could be, and let's get into this a little bit now. What I found here, and I'm sorry this is from Fox News, but it's from Fox News Entertainment, and the story is dated back in April of 2016, and it's about a Crocodile Dundee remake being in the works. And it mentions that the money for the film could possibly come from the tourism board. Now, if we remember The Lord of the Rings with Peter Jackson, I know they worked out a lot of deals with the tourism board of New Zealand for that film. I think we'll get a bunch of tax breaks and all that kind of shit. That pretty much tells me that this could be a real deal. And yeah, it's being paid for by the tourism board, but at the same time, it's a legit movie to both promote tourism in Australia and at the same time bring this character back to the limelight, make some money off it, however you want to put it. Pump some money into the economy in 2-3 different ways. But just what makes us wonder about this is the name of the actual, the chair of the tourism board, Rick Allert, in this article from back then mentions Chris Hemsworth, actually. But their idea at that time was to either reboot it with Chris Hemsworth in the lead or call it Son of Mick Dundee with Hemsworth as the son. Now, instead, in this version that we're getting in this preview, he's the son of Dundee's friend in the first few films. So he's not playing the Dundee character in this film. If it's a film, what we're supposed to be getting here is this is an illegitimate child of Mick Dundee when he was still living in the USA. Mick Dundee's gone back home, and I'm sure if you've seen the trailer, you get the idea of what the story is. He's missing, and his son's trying to find him. Perfect setup to see all kinds of locations in Australia. So again, it could go both ways. But again, this article though does lend some credence to the fact that this could very well be a full-blown movie. And then one could sit there and say, well, if that's the case, then how could they afford all these actors? Well, again, like we just said, most of them are pretty much Australian actors to where I'm sure they did it for next to nothing.
Yeah. They would probably get scale for something like this.
They might even just donated their time
Yeah.
and probably could write it off. You know, it's hard to say, but I mean, the whole point is this just digging around and finding this, and there's a few other people have been poking up and saying, hey, wait a minute, this could actually be a real thing. Because we just kind of believed that it wasn't.
And we should know that Tourism Australia, that's the name of the tourist board for Australia, they have not confirmed that this is their ad campaign. They issued a no comment on the, as they call it, concerns of potential backlash for using public funding to dupe excitable Crocodile Dundee fans. But this very well may be an ad for Tourism Australia, but this could also be something what they call a proof of concept. A lot of times what will happen is, if you want to make a movie, you'll go out and you'll do a 7 or 8 minute reel. It shows you, it shows the actors, it shows some of the story, it shows what the look of the film is going to be, what the overall tone of the film is going to be. Yes, this might be an ad for Tourism Australia, but this also might be a sneaky way of doing a proof of concept for something like this.
It's a lot like, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about when I say a backdoor pilot.
Yeah.
When they make like a TV movie or a spin-off off of a show and they do what's called a backdoor pilot, where it's kind of almost tricking you into thinking it's something else, but if it does well, then their plan is to spin it off into something real or a TV show or what have you.
The best example of that is Simon Earth from Star Trek.
Right, or even V.
Yeah. Another thing, though, is, like I said, this has been done before. Remember Deadpool? That test footage that was done, and that was actually leaked online, and nobody really is fessing up to who leaked it. And they say it was Ryan Reynolds, but also, like you said, the Griswolds from the hotel ad a number of years ago.
Yeah, there was an ad a few years back before the reboot of Vacation. What was it? Ed Helms was in it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Ed Helms and Christina Applegate. Yeah.
Yeah. Before that, they actually did it was like a 15-20 minute ad thing altogether when you watch the full-blown ad online, but they did little snippets of it on TV, and it almost at first made you think you were going to get another National Lampoon's Vacation film with the Griswolds, and it turned out to be this ad for hotels. But that was pretty blatant. I'm having a hard time seeing the tourism really stick out in these trailers, and that also makes me wonder. But then there's the other part of it to where the credits at the end just have the long list of all these actors in it that are in the commercial or trailer, what have you, and an executive producer credit for Paul Hogan. And then later it came out that the director was a guy named Steve Rogers, who I guess is a big commercial director. So there's another thing leaning towards a commercial.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean a commercial director can't be, make the jump either. So.
Yeah. A lot of guys direct commercials for, and a lot of guys who used to be direct. Yeah. And a lot of guys who did direct motion pictures do direct commercials again. Josh Trank. And but like I said, we're gonna find out Sunday. Super Bowl here is Sunday. We're gonna find out what the deal with this is.
Yeah, what do you guys think about this? Maybe it's real.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. We're gonna find out soon enough, though.
And it's a comedy, and what they show in this trailer, they could have been filming it for the last month or so, and it's not like it's gonna have a ton of special effects. To get it out by June is very doable.
Oh, yeah.
It's an action comedy. I'm sure it doesn't have a ton of stunts or anything like that. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it has a few, but knowing what we know of the Crocodile Dundee movies, it's going to be more about the comedy than the action set.
Well, like I said, if this is an actual movie. So.
Right. It looks like they put a lot into it if it's not. So I guess we got to give them credit for that, because at first it looked pretty stupid, I will say that, but as the teasers got going, I kind of got into them a little bit. There's some moments that made me giggle, and I know I heard you giggle when you were watching them too. So
yeah. Like I said, if this isn't a movie, I'm starting to wish it was.
So. Yeah. I'm not like a huge Crocodile Dundee fan, but I like them. I like especially the second one. But I didn't hate the third movie either, like a lot of people did. I thought it was all right. I think it was great, but it was like, it's a natural extension of what would you expect, and it's a little bit, more family oriented. But now this one seems like it's taking it a bit back more to the edgier first two films. Yeah. If this is real.
Yeah. So, well, like I said, we're gonna find out Sunday. So
yeah.
Either way. So let us know what you guys think in the comments about this. So we like to talk a lot about Sony and Sony Pictures and the veritable shit show that they've been going through the last few years. But
didn't have a bad year this year, but yeah.
Yeah, but actually, there's a change on the horizon. The man in charge, Kaz Hirai, as of April 1, he will be replaced and become chairman of the company. The CFO, Kenichiro Yoshida, will be taking Kaz's job. I'm getting this story from Deadline. Hirai has been CEO since 2012, replacing Howard Stringer. He was credited with turning around the lagging fortunes at the company, implementing his One Sony program. During Hirai's 6-year stint, the electronics and entertainment company has exited the PC and TV market and gotten into the smartphone market with its image sensors. Yoshida's appointment will likely be welcomed by investors, as he has been widely credited as being the driver of many of the changes. Sony is forecasting a record profit for the year through March. Yoshida is currently the director, representative, corporate executive officer, executive deputy president, and chief financial officer. What doesn't this guy do? Oh my god. There's like a ton of job titles there. He has now been appointed director, representative, corporate executive officer, and president and chief executive officer effective April 1. So I really don't expect a whole lot to change for the company, but a lot of people tend to think of Sony as just video games and movies. But they have their hands in a lot of other businesses. So, I mean, they phased out of the TV market, and actually they do have quite a bit of, believe it or not, quite a bit of software. Believe it or not,
Right.
they do like audio recording software, imaging software. They make cameras, lots of imaging stuff. So, like I said, I don't know, but actually, what this news did, it sent stocks going upward because investors have been speculating that the film TV business might end up on the block, on the sales block.
Right.
So, new man, new direction. Who knows? We don't know yet. And I was about to say, don't expect this to affect the video game division because that operates separately.
Right. And this is something that we've kind of heard rumblings about, rumors about, as far as like if they don't feel that the film side of things is going to be able to sustain itself going forward, then it might be up for sale. We've heard that. And I think when they tried for Fox, that was the whole thing. They were trying to build themselves up, and when that fell through for them, I think they kind of were like, well, this might be time to unload it. And with something like Jumanji being real big, you would think, well, why wouldn't they want to keep going? Then they got this big franchise. Well, all that does for them now is make Sony Pictures or Columbia Pictures look that much more lucrative.
Yeah.
To whoever's buying it at this point. So that's kind of what they needed. They needed the little hits like Baby Driver, and they needed this big hit like Jumanji to really make the company look better. And he said this change doesn't surprise me, especially if they're planning on unloading a lot of stuff in the future.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to be involved with the company. He's just not going to be the CEO. He's going to be the chairman.
Right.
So, well, I'm not exactly sure what that does, what he's going to do, but he's going to be he's going to be the Sumner Redstone of the Sony Corporation.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, don't like I said, don't expect things to change a whole lot on the video game side because that, like I said, that's operated as a separate company. It's under the umbrella, but it's operated as a separate company. So, I mean, the funny thing about Sony is a lot of the people who are fans of video games, they really don't understand that, or they don't really realize that the Sony does other things. I found.
Yeah. There was talks, I think it was last year or the year before, about possibly combining the two, but I don't see that happening at all now.
No, it's not. That's not
even
happening
in the cards anymore.
So,
as far as people actually picking up Sony, if we're talking about the sales,
Verizon and Comcast always are in the mix of trying to buy somebody, and the idea is that both of them are internet providers, and they would give them a lot of video on demand content.
That would be basically connected with NBC Universal.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what these changes bring about, if they're just going to start slimming things down and primping the company for sale, because it's almost like they're not even hiding it anymore. And like we said, we've heard these rumors for a while, but what do you guys think about this?
So it looks like we've reached the end of an era. or the beginning of the end of the era. Best Buy is going to pull CDs, and Target is threatening to pay labels for CDs only when customers buy them. So this comes to us actually from Billboard, the big music industry mag. It says, if major labels don't play ball and give into Target's new sales terms, it could considerably hasten the phase down of the CD format. Even though digital is on the upswing, physical is still performing relatively well on a global basis, if not in the US market, where CD sales were down 18.5% last year. But things are about to get worse here if some of the noise coming out of the big box retailers comes to fruition. Best Buy has just told music suppliers that it will pull CDs from its stores come July 1. At one point, Best Buy was the most powerful music merchandiser in the US, but nowadays it's a shadow of its former self with reduced, shoddy offerings of CDs. Sources suggest that the company's CD business nowadays is only generating $40 million annually. Only $40 million, you know, just only $40 million. So,
right.
Yeah, it's so strange when they say only $40 million, like
pocket change.
Yeah. Well, for a big company like that, it is pocket change. Well, anyway, well, it says it's planning to pull CDs. Best Buy will continue to carry vinyl for the next 2 years. So, like, totally, like, hipsters can overpay for vinyl.
Well, vinyl did, I think, have the biggest selling year it's had since the 80s.
Yeah. Target is actually going to only pay labels for the CDs they sell, and they want to ship unsold CDs back for credit. So they want to do it on a consignment basis.
Kind of like magazines and newspapers.
Yeah. It's sad, but I'm not really surprised because, honestly, I don't buy music anymore. The last CD I bought, I think was Aladdin Sane by David Bowie, and I bought that used. So
I actually have kind of re-gotten back into buying music. I literally have bought over a dozen CDs here in the last few months, especially like with the remasters of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club and stuff like that. So those I really enjoy, but I'm sure we're going to still get these niche releases once in a while. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that digital is kind of...
Well, we're still going to be able to get CDs as imports from Europe and the UK and Japan, and we'll always get... Look, most of the CDs I buy are on Amazon, okay? The Amazon Marketplace. And if you're not buying CDs on Amazon, the Amazon Marketplace, you're throwing money out the window. You really are. So that's probably going to be my main source from now on, because I really don't like downloading. Downloading blows.
Yeah.
I want something. I'm an old school guy. I like having something.
Well, and the best part, even with if you buy it new from Amazon, a lot of them you get the downloads right away while you're waiting for your CD anyway, so you can throw it on your phone or your MP3 player or whatever in the meantime. But to me, I'm a physical media kind of guy, so this really does bum me out, especially considering we've been talking a lot about physical media with Bill Hunt and stuff like that lately. And the same thing is basically happening with movies, so it's only a matter of time. But guess what? In 10 years, CD will be retro again, or they'll make a comeback.
Well, Walmart actually sells the most CDs, and those are just like people looking for Taylor Swift's new album because she sings nice, So let us know if you're bummed, if you don't care, what. We don't get to talk a lot of music here, so let us know what you think about this in the comment section. Actually, it'd be interesting. Let us know what was the first CD you remember buying. Actually, that would be interesting too.
I can tell you what my first CD ever was. The soundtrack to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I got it for my birthday.
Awesome. Actually, one of the first CDs I started buying CDs when the Beatles first were issued on CDs, and I actually cut out of school. I didn't cut out of school, but I rushed downtown to buy "Please Please Me" on CD. That was like one of the first CDs I ever bought.
I remember it was a big deal.
Oh yeah. I still got those originals from 30 years ago right today. So they're under lock and key because I have brothers that would love to pilfer them. But that's another story. So anyway, let us know in the comments what you think about this.
Yeah.
So Tom, you like Mario, right?
I do actually like Mario, especially the first 3 games.
Yeah, a lot of people like Mario, and apparently we're finally going to see a Mario movie.
I thought we did.
I I don't count that one.
Okay, I'll say this much. Yeah, it's not much of a Mario movie, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
That was
on its own.
That was a movie, and they plugged Mario and Luigi into it.
Pretty much. But it's got Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. We are gonna get a legit Mario movie,
an actual Mario movie.
Yeah, this comes to us from Deadline. The world's favorite mustachioed plumber in red is headed to the big screen. Nintendo is teaming up with Illumination Entertainment for an animated feature based on Mario from the iconic Super Mario Brothers video game. Mario. There have been rumblings of a Mario feature, but Nintendo of America made it official on their Twitter account, saying Nintendo and Illumination are partnering on a movie starring Mario, co-produced by Shigeru Miyamoto and Chris Meledandri. So
this is actually pretty big news because Nintendo is notorious for wanting to stay out of film, especially after that fiasco of the film we just talked about. Yeah, so that is a little surprising. Wasn't he supposed to make a cameo in Wreck-It Ralph 2, though?
I think so. Well, we know he was in Mario. The Mario gang was in Pixels, but we shall not speak of that.
Right.
Oh, I did. Oh, I'm going to bash that barrels now. Zippity doo. You don't like the Pixels? Oh my goodness.
Pixels disappointed me because you actually had a film that could have been something original, unique, and funny, and they turned it into an Adam Sandler vehicle that
was none of the above.
The potential that movie had was wasted. But as far as this goes, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I don't know. Maybe it'll lead to other Nintendo movies. I know people have been clamoring for like a Zelda movie for years.
Zelda would work well. Would work as a Pixar style CG animated feature.
Well, they're fucking this up. It should be a cinematic universe to start with Donkey Kong, because that's where Mario premiered. That was his first girlfriend. Pauline, I think her name was in that. All I know is I wouldn't want to be Mario's girlfriend, because chances are you're going to get kidnapped by some huge monster. Be it Donkey Kong, Bowser, you name it.
Well, there's always been a movie about that called King Kong, so I mean...
No, it isn't. They won that court case.
There was actually guys out in Caltech or whatever, one of those brainy schools. They had built a real Donkey Kong course in a parking lot with barrels and everything. But the cops came and they shut it down because it would be dangerous. Like, that would have been awesome. So anyway, Mario. Let us know if you a fan of Mario. You like Mario. You don't like Mario.
Is he going to drive a cart?
That would be awesome. The Mario Kart. Yeah. So anyway, let us know if you like Mario in the comments. If you're looking forward to this.
Oh, we should say though, real quick though, you said Illumination is doing it. They're the guys that, just so our listeners, they probably know, but they're the guys who do like the Minions movies and stuff like that, right?
Okay, yeah, you're right, yeah, Illumination, the Minions, those guys, yeah. Okay, well,
all right, so pretty decent hands anyway, hopefully. Yeah. So let us know.
Yeah, with your luck, you'll be taking your kids to go see that soon. So, we've all heard the news. Unfortunately, comic book patriarch and living legend Stan Lee was rushed to the hospital for an irregular heartbeat. That was on February 1st. Fortunately, he is doing fine. They're going to keep him in the hospital for a couple days for observation. But we like to send all our best wishes to Stan the man. At his age, you have to take any heart... abnormalities seriously. But we'd like to wish him a speedy and healthy recovery.
Excelsior, sir, Excelsior.
Excelsior. But we don't want to bum you out. Let's end us on a high note, shall we? With some birthdays.
Sure. Yay!
Yay! For February 1st, celebrating birthdays is Billy Mooney. If you don't recognize that name, he was on the original Lost in Space. He turned 64. Garrett Morris for Two Broke Girls, the original Ant-Man.
And an original SNL cast member at that.
Original SNL cast member. He turns 81. God bless him. Pauly Shore.
Funny fucking guy.
Funny guy.
But this guy's not so funny, but...
But Pauly Shore the Weasel turns 50.
Buddy.
And Rick James, the late Rick James, was born on February 1st, 1948. He reminds us that cocaine is a hell of a drug. So
I say he's probably more famous now because of Dave Chappelle than he ever was.
Probably. But anyway, moving on. February 2nd, stand-up comedian and actor, star of Rescue Me with Dennis Leary, and former host of Top Gear America, Adam Ferrara. He turns 52. Brent Spiner, Lieutenant Commander Data. He turns 69. Christy Brinkley, the Uptown Girl, star of National Lampoon's Vacation. She turns 64. The late Farrah Fawcett, 70s It Girl, star of Charlie's Angels and The Burning Bed. She would have turned 71. Was born this day, 1947. Gemma Arterton. Now, if you don't recognize that name, she's the girl who was in Quantum of Solace, who they covered with oil, and they found her on the bed. And she was actually in the Hansel and Gretel movie with Jeremy Renner.
And how many times did you watch the hot oil scene?
I would rather not say. So anyway, Gemma Arterton, the lovely Gemma Arterton, turns 32. Graham Nash, music legend of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and the Hollies, turns 76. February 3rd, kind of a light day for birthdays. Blythe Danner, actress, turns 73. Morgan Fairchild, who I have seen naked, turns 68. And Nathan Lane, stars stage, musicals, and the voice of Timon from The Lion King.
You got to do it with more oomph than that. Nathan Lane turns how old?
Nathan Lane turns 62.
I'm 62. And you know it's true.
February 4th. Legendary director George A. Romero turned 78.
The man. The late, great, who just recently passed. Not too long
recently passed, yes. Rock legend Alice Cooper turned 70. Won't you welcome to my nightmare?
That was a song when my dad used to be a heavy drinker. Whenever he get drunk, that was one of the songs he used to make me blast at full volume at like 2 a.m.
Put on the Alice Cooper.
Yeah, he loves Alice Cooper, but he don't drink anymore at least. So.
Oh, that's good news. So anyway, rounding out the birthdays, John Shook. Now, I don't know if you recognize that name. We've been having a lot of fun with his picture lately on the Midnight's Edge Facebook group. John Shook, Painless from the motion picture MASH.
Ah, yes.
He turns 78. Happy birthday, John Shook. If you're celebrating a birthday out there, we wish you a happy birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday, why not celebrate with us by clicking that subscribe button and clicking the bell icon? That way you're notified of all the latest content that's uploaded. And if you like the show, why not consider supporting the show through Patreon? If you head over to Patreon, we've actually restructured the tiers. We have different levels that you can support the show through. For your support, as thanks, you will get early notification for mini documentaries. You'll get the exclusive behind the edge making of videos, outtakes, bloopers, lost episodes. You will get uncut audio from the Alien mini documentary. I keep bringing that up. And actually, we're going to be having more exciting things coming along on Patreon very soon. We can't say anything just yet, but just stay tuned. But and as always say, if you don't have the means to support us through Patreon, then please click subscribe and click share with all your friends, and because as always we cannot do this without you. Isn't that right, Tom?
That is correct. And you can hear the slightly extended version of the Doomcock interview on Patreon right now, and we also have some outtakes from that coming as well.
Yeah. So anyway, one more time, I am of course Robot Shlomo, your narrator supreme.
I'm Tom Connors.
And stay safe, everybody. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next time.